Yo, what's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. I'm back to give you some news that you can use, putting some paint where it ain't. What's going on, y'all? Um, the Rocky Mountain Showdown is almost upon us. It's on Saturday. As a matter of fact, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. Okay, this is another late game. It's 7:30 p.m. Colorado versus Colorado State is at 7:30 p.m. And so it's going to be 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Both teams, this is a very important game because both teams are 1-1. And Colorado State would love nothing else to be 2-1 after this. So this is a very important game. Now, I was watching Denver Sports, DNVR. They said this is the game. They said this is the most important game in the Coach Prime era so far. Just because people that are hardcore Colorado fans, they want to beat Colorado State. Nebraska was important to them as well, but they said they got to beat Colorado State. So the key takeaways to this game is very simple. You got to establish a running game. And the big man, more than likely, they're going to have to activate him. It's Tyler Johnson. He's going to have to be activated. And Coach Prime had a question came up. What's going on with Tyler Johnson? And he kind of delayed his response. And he said, you're going to see him very soon. You're going to see him very soon. Hopefully we see him in this game. I believe he might be the best offensive lineman they have. You got to play your best. You got to play your best, man. So I expect him to, because him being on the sidelines is not helping. So if he's not hurt, but you got to have him. That's what I'm thinking. I've seen the breakdown on him. I've seen the stats, his resume at his previous school. He contributed a lot at his previous program. And he has the resume. The resume speaks for itself on his stats. He had a high PFF grade. He was one of the highest rated going into the Big 12 as far as offensive linemen. So he got to be in the game. Why is he not in the game? They didn't say why. Obviously, there's a problem going on. I'm going to tell you guys something real quick. This is some old school. I'm going to tell you right now. Some of your best players are going to be problematic. Some of the players that I'm going to tell you all this. Some of the players, like retired players that came in to speak to CU, they were problematic. Yeah, they were. They were problematic when they played, and they were problematic in college. Some of them were, but they're not going to say that part. Like sometime, like depending on what the problem is, obviously they got ways of discipline and whatnot, but your dogs got to be on the field when it matters. And a lot of great players were problematic. A lot of them were. I can go back and show you the articles. They were very problematic. So sometimes you're going to have issues with your best players. You're going to have that. But I'm telling you right now, some of them players that spoke at CU, they had issues, man. They did. Because I'm old. I'm the same age as them. I know. I remember. Some of them got into legal issues. Okay. Some of them went into court cases. Okay. I remember seeing a few of them from the University of Miami at the Freaknik. I have it on tape. Oh, yeah. They were some wild boys, man. Listen, most jocks are problematic. Most jocks. You got to have them on the field, though. You got to have that mentality of them dogs on the field. You got to. I don't know, but I'm not saying that Tyler Johnson did anything wrong. Let me just say that. Let me just clear that up. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but I was assuming that he was injured and why he's not on the field. And coach really didn't say why he wasn't activated. Okay. But some of your Hall of Famers, they were problematic. Coaches, don't forget that. Don't forget it. Some of y'all were problematic. Okay. And your college coaches still let you play. Because back in the day, they didn't give a damn about education. Back in the day, as long as you was a dog and you were on that field, you were playing. They would do anything to get you to play. Now, I know things are different now, and I don't agree with that. I agree, you got to go get your education. You know what I'm saying? But when I played, because I'm the same age as Ray Lewis, okay? Well, I think he's a little old, just a little bit. But I remember that none of these guys were Saints, man. None of them. And y'all still played. Y'all still played, man. Y'all still played, man. You got to have your best players on the field when it matters. You can discipline them however you want to discipline them, but you got to have them on the field. So I'm not saying Tyler Johnson got into anything problematic. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you got to have your best players on the field. You got to have your best players on the field. And the tape don't lie. The video don't lie. There's a whole schematic situation that y'all got going on that got to change, right? But that's just that's easy, right? That's the easy thing. But y'all just got to have the personnel on the field. You can't have someone that's like being looked at by the NFL. This guy, Tyler Johnson, was looked at by like the NFL, like he's like could get drafted. So he got to be on the field. This is his last year. This might be karma, man. Y'all got to let him on the field, fam. Y'all got to let him on the field. Y'all got to let him on the field. I don't know what he did, though. I don't know. I thought he was injured. But I'm going back to the press conference from Coach Prime. He would not, he was delaying his response because he didn't know how to say it without the writers going overboard. Because he do got to watch what he say, because the writers, they're just waiting for something and then it'll go viral. So he know anything that he say could go viral. So I understand why he couldn't say much, because some things is internal with the team. It's not for the public. So whatever is going on with Tyler Johnson, he said, you're going to see him soon. You're going to see him soon. I expect to see him against Colorado State. I expect it. I expect it. Because your coaches that's coaching y'all, oh, they were problematic, fam. Y'all were problematic, but in a good way. You need that mentality. My coach said to me one time, because, I'm saying, I was, I had some things going on in my life, and I had to give up football. My dad had passed away, and I wasn't in the right mentality. He was like, son, man, why are you doing this? And I was like, my mind's not in it. And then we sat down and talked. We were just talking about life and stuff like that. He was like, nothing is perfect. And, he got me to play again. But then we just started talking football. He said, there's levels to this. He said, your most problematic players are the best ones. They're the best ones. Like, they're the best ones. And he said that, he got to discipline them a certain way, but when it matters, they got to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your Hall of Famers, a lot of them had problems in the classroom. Y'all didn't know this. I'm just gonna tell you. A lot of them had problems in the classroom, and a lot of them didn't even go to class. I want you to research the University of Miami back in the day under Jimmy Johnson. Go research it. I'm not going to tell you. Go research it when the playmaker was there. He said, son, if you want an education, you should have went to Harvard. You here to play football, fam. Go find out who said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a jock mentality to be. He said you got to, education. You got to have education too, because some players, they have both. They got the education and they're jocks. Like the jocks is like they think in NFL. Everything they do is NFL. Like there's no reason for a coach to say y'all should be studying for film. That means that's telling me they ain't going to a bowl game. That's what that's telling me. If he has to tell you at this late stage of the game to study film, y'all ain't got the right players. Y'all too Hollywood. Y'all too Hollywood, yo. Y'all too Hollywood. Y'all worried about Amiri clothes and all that shit. Y'all worried about it. But let me tell you something. Them corn huskers that you played, them some real ones that was on that defensive line. They NFL. Those are the levels that you got to have. There's levels to this game. There's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? That you guys don't understand, some people that didn't play, what these guys got to go through to be great. The stuff that they got to put their bodies through. Let me tell you who's NFL. You know Shiloh Sanders? He's NFL. He got the NFL mentality. This man don't had whatever surgeries. I don't know how many surgery he don't had. This man gives up his body. This dude is NFL. He gonna make a team. Make no mistakes about it. Shador, NFL. I can tell you the ones that can make it. NFL. It's just a mentality you gotta have. Like nothing else matters. It's like film and game. That's it. And a lot of these guys back in the day, they ain't even go to school. They had satellite classes. Y'all don't even know that. They ain't even go to school. They just passed them. Man. I'm telling you, they had all types of scandals back in the day. All types. And they went out and recruited certain players. They went out in the hood and went and got certain players out of the hood. They knew where to go get the dogs at. But now we in a different era now where you got to coddle these kids. But some of them you don't have to coddle. The ones that you don't have to coddle, those are the NFL people. The other ones that you got to coddle, they're not NFL. They're not NFL. If they worried about Instagram and all this type of stuff, they not NFL, yo. They not NFL, man. There's a certain dog mentality you got to have that they tell me to get to the NFL. So if a coach got to tell you to watch film, you're not NFL. You had Ray Lewis tell you, like, you got to study, right? And that's the key to it. And pretty much he said you ain't got to have a life. You ain't got no life. It's just film study and going to school. That's it. So I just want to say that, like, if he has to still continue to talk about film study at this late stage in the game, they ain't got it. It's not in them. You just got to go recruit and find the players that got it already, and you ain't got to tell them. Like, go find a Takeo Spikes. Go find a LeVar Arrington, which you already got one, Levante Bentley. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them. He's that one that want to go to the NFL. You can see it because his play has elevated since last year. Even though he was good last year too, but he's just he got somewhere to go. He's playing like this is his last stop, and he trying to go to a team, which he is going to go. Shiloh the same way. I don't care if Shiloh play another game this year. I already know what he can do. You know, he don't even got to play another game. And look, when he was laying on that hospital bed recovering, you know what he said? I got to get back on the field, yo. That's a dog. He said, I got to get back on the field. I need film. Son, you don't need film. The Jets can use you now. Trust me, we got problems on our defense. We'll love to have you. You don't need no film. We know what you can do. Trust me, I know. We already know you can hit. You already proven yourself already. You just came back to help. You came back to help your old man. But you don't need no more film. Even if you can just rest up your arm if you want for the next 6-7 games, you still gonna get drafted because you a dog. Trust me, he's getting drafted. I'm telling you, I know he is. Just like I told y'all, Xavier was gonna make the team. I said, I don't care. I don't need to hear no more news on Xavier. I already know he gonna make the team. I already know. Some players you can just tell. Jimmy, he's gonna get drafted and he's gonna make a team. We already know this. Silman Craig, he's gonna make a team one day. Remember, I said it. He gonna make a team. He got it in him. Coach said every play he going hard. You don't think scouts see that? Watch, you'll see. Did you know a lot of players in the NFL, compared to the ones that make it, the ones that make it are better? The ones that didn't make the NFL are better than some of the players in the NFL. The ones in the NFL, they're not really as good as the players that didn't make it. It's politics. They did the right things. You know what I'm saying? They did the right things and they willing to play the system. But they're not the best players in the world. They're not. Some of them back in the hood, back home chilling. Some, Michael Jordan wasn't even the best basketball player. It was Earl the Goat, Man Goat back in the day. Earl the Goat, and it was Pee Wee Kirkland and what's his name died. He had a cocaine overdose after he got drafted. Wasn't Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan did the right things though. That's why he made it. One of the best players, one of the best point guards I had known back when I was coming up, didn't make the NBA, but he was better than some of these players I see in the NBA. He was like some of the stuff that these guys were doing in the NBA, he was doing back then. But he didn't do the right things. He didn't go to class. He couldn't make his he couldn't pass the exam, stuff like that. But some of the players that go on to the NFL, they the ones that pass through the system, and they're the ones that the people could trust. You know what I'm saying? But you can look at some of these players and tell who's going to make. Shiloh don't even got to play no more. He ain't got to play no more for the rest of the season. He already proven himself. But what did he say when he was on that bed, though? I got to get back in the game. I got to get, because that's his love for the game. He wants to play. He wants to play. He'll be back. I'm telling you, he's going to be old school with that cast on, though. It's going to be old school. They're going to be careful about him. And now he got a weapon on, too. Oh, boy. But he'll be back. That's why he's able to recover. He's just a dog. You ain't got to tell him to watch film. So, yeah, man, you got to have the best unit on the field. And I'm pretty sure that you're not going to, even though, I'm not saying they're going to win out all their games, but you're going to see probably a different squad. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not privy to the team, the inner workings, but I know I expect to see the big man on that field. Watch. Coach like, nah, I ain't going out like this, yo. Yeah, put him on the field, man. Oh, he might have argued with a coach. Some of your Hall of Famers, y'all argued with y'all coaches. Y'all know y'all did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, because I remember. Y'all were problematic in college. Y'all argued with your coaches, all types of stuff. Hung out with the ladies, everything. Yes, you did. Not saying that Tyler did that, but at the end of the day, them problematic people had to be on the field. They had to be on the field because they had that mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what happened with Tyler and all that, but I would love to see him on the field, man, because I saw his film breakdown, and then I went ahead and did some research, and man, he's a dog, man. He might have that mentality like, I'm too good to be going through this shit, man. I'm too good, man. And then the coach is like, okay, well, you don't want to do, well, you ain't playing. Nah, coach, Y'all gotta let them play, man. Y'all know how y'all were back in the day. Some of y'all had court cases. Some of y'all did. Y'all know how y'all were back in the day, man. Y'all know how y'all were. Y'all know how y'all were in college. So y'all gonna have to get with it, man. Y'all gonna have to get with it because some of these other schools, they gonna have their best squad on the field. They gonna have it because Colorado State is gunning for you. And right now, this game is even. I don't know who's gonna win it. I don't know who's gonna win it. I got it even. Especially if Torrey Horton is on the field, I got it even. But I heard that he got a groin issue, a situation. And it's a shame that I got to have it even, but you guys refuse to run the ball. Oh, let me just say this for the person that worked for Colorado, that you work with the team every day. I don't care about your threat. I don't care about you. I'm retired and got my own business. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? You said you're going to go tell the team not to fuck with me. I don't give a fuck. I'm just letting you know that. I'm a real one. I got that dog mentality that these kids need to have. I'm just not playing. I'm a real one. I keep it real. I keep it 100. So you can go back to them and say I'm hating all you want to. I'm just letting you know that. I got the receipts, what you said to me last night. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. So you said that you're going to go back and you done with this channel and you going back to tell everybody that to not rock with me. I remember what you said. So go tell them. Go tell them. Go tell them, man. I have never put these young men down. Never. I have never put these young men down. I said it's a coaching issue. That's what I said. I didn't say it was nothing wrong with the offensive line. I didn't say nothing. I didn't down Khalil Benson. People said he missed blocks and all that. I didn't down him. I said he playing out of position. He didn't give up a sack last year. That's on the record. I mean, he gave up one, but that's on the record. These kids didn't have no problems at their other schools. So why are they having a problem here? It could be a schematic issue. If it's a schematic issue, that easily can be fixed. And I said yesterday, sir, that this is still a 10-2 team, and they can go to a bowl game. I said that. So I'm not hating on this team. I'm not hating on this team. I said it's a 10-2 team. This team is that good. DJ McKinney is an NFL player. McKinney is an NFL player, dog. They have an NFL cornerback on their team. He's NFL. DJ Hayes, NFL. The kid that was sacking us last year that's there, BJ Green, NFL. They just got to make one little minor change. That's it. That's all I said. That's all I said. And then you saying you're going to go back and tell them not to rock with me. I got your receipt. But tell them then. Tell them not to rock with me. Go ahead. So, yeah, that don't bother me, man. I'm not on nobody's payroll. That don't bother me. You see what I'm saying? I don't go up there going up there trying to be in their face and all that. I just sit here and just I'm for the kids. I always been for them. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was knocking Kermani McLean, I had his back. And he still got the team back. Do you know that? When LeJontay Wester posted something, he replied to him. He's still rocking with him. So he's still locked in. You know, football, like talking football is not really that deep. You know what I'm saying? It's just a healthy distraction for a lot of us. It's not that deep. It's not like the debate last night, like I was watching the debate. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's just, it's sports. It's entertainment. It takes our mind away. That's what's the fun thing about it. We know that they only got to make one or two changes and they back good. We know that. They got a running game. They just didn't use it. And then he got mad because I kept saying, he got mad because I went to the game film. I said, I'm going to show you that y'all got a running game. I'm going to show you. And then he was like, I'm never messing with this channel again. I'm going to go back and tell everybody not to rock with you. Well, go tell him. Go tell him. Acting like a little girl. Go tell him. Oh, don't rock with Max. But don't. Everybody know they got a running game. Everybody see it. We saw what number 7 can do. But he hurt right now. But they got other running backs. And, people like hating on Charlie and stuff. Like, listen, Charlie, they can keep him at number 1. You just got to use him correctly. I guarantee you dump him out in the flat, he going to pick up some yards. I guarantee you he will. They just got to use him the right way. It's a scheme change. That's what all. Hold on one second. Let me go to the quarterback that played from Georgia, yo. Hold on. Because he said it. Well, I'll share it later. He even said it. It's a former quarterback that used to play for Georgia. He broke down the film. And he was like, this team is going to struggle in the Big 12 because they just not running the ball. He said that, and he played for Georgia. He said it. He was like, they just don't run the ball. And he said the box wasn't even stacked that much. Like, it was stacked for them to run it. That's what he said. Now, and I also said, can they beat Colorado State with just a passing game? Yes, they can. Because they did it last year. But they ran a little bit on them last year. They can beat them this year just what the problems they have right now. They can still beat them. But Colorado State, that's how they're going to stop them. That's how they're going to try to stop Colorado. They're going to try to contain Shedeur. That's what the coach said. He was like, we're just going to contain Shedeur because everything goes through him. And then we're just going to work it that way. So he's going to try to do the same thing Nebraska did. That's all. So if hopefully he got a plan B. Hopefully he got a plan B, especially if Tyler Johnson is out there. Hopefully he got a plan B. Because they can run that ball then. And then it opens up for the pass for Shedeur to look real great. So hopefully he got a plan B. Because Travis is healthy this year. So hopefully they got a plan B. This game potentially could get ugly really fast. Because they're the best. They clearly the best team. And I'm sorry, Nebraska. They were clearly better than y'all, but they beat themselves. I'm sorry. They beat themselves. You guys did enough to win, though. But you guys got some dogs on the defensive line. I ain't going to lie to you. Y'all got NFL players on the defensive line and offensive line. So y'all won in the trenches before the game started. I said this is going to be the key to the takeaways to the game is the trenches in the secondary. But it wound up being the trenches. So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to hate on this team, man. But I guarantee you they're going to run the ball. I guarantee you they are. Especially if Coach Prime takes over, like really like put his foot down, they're going to run the ball. Watch. They're going to run the ball. I know they are. So yeah, it can easily be bust by 30. And I know people think I'm crazy. Nah, I'm not crazy. They're the better team. They got more NFL players. Of course they can win by 30. 42-12. I can see that. 42-12. Easy. You can't stop the receivers, but if you're predictable, you can. You know what I'm saying? You can get to the quarterback. But, man, I'm just telling you, man, the dogs got to play. I knew how problematic Richie Incognito was, but I guarantee you he played on that field, though, when he was in college. And I bet you Aaron Hernandez played at the University of Florida. I bet you he did. As problematic as his ass was, he was an All-American tight end. The rest is history on him, though, but because I followed his court case. That's how I started YouTube. But ask Meyer about, you know what I'm saying? They had to hide a lot of things at the University of Florida. And they needed him on that field though. They did. When Meyer was the coach of Florida at the time. Tim Tebow was the quarterback. Aaron Hernandez was an All-American tight end. He was a problem, but he somehow found that field. They still had him on the field. Urban Meyer, that's what I meant. Yeah, man, you gotta have them dogs on the field, man. But they got them. They gonna be all right. Watch. Remember, I said they're gonna blow them out. Not a blowout, but it's gonna be better than last week. It's gonna be better. You said throws for 500 yards. He's gonna have a really good game because the pressure should be off of him because of the run game. So he should be fine. He should be fine. But yeah, I'm like, man, you know, everybody know what the issue is. You're not hating when you point it out. You know, it's just an easy fix. They have a running game. They just got to use it. I mean, if he throw for 500, they definitely winning. He don't really have to throw for 500, but he don't have to throw for 500 for them to win the game. But they gotta have another star on that team to run that ball. They gotta let the running backs get off. You can't just win this game with just two people. You can't. Okay, they got their stats, and then everybody else is secondary. You're not winning like that. You're not. You can't just feature just Travis and Shador. That's it. Nah. You got to have the running game, everything else. And then they'll win the game. There was another guy I was listening to. He explained why the offensive line was having problems. He said it's a schematic issue. That's why they're having problems. He said they didn't have problems at their other school. He said the way Colorado is scheming, that's why they're having problems. He said, you know what you do? Very simple. He said, you put two tight ends in, and Shador is not going to get hit. Put two tight ends in or put one tight end in and have them block. And then have your running back next to him. Now, that's going to take a receiver off the field, but he was like, that's how you do it. And then he said, you got a running game. So I like looking at the game like that because I really didn't look at the game like that before. I just crack open a beer and I just want to see a good game, you know, and fellowship or whatever and talk crap a little bit. But now I'm looking at it from how a player look at it. Because players, they look at the game differently. They see the technical side of it. And I think the technical side of it is beautiful. Because there's so many nuances to the game that you could be here for 3 hours just on one position. You know? Because I wasn't really like kind of paying attention to the offensive line, like, because, usually if things is working in a game, you're not really looking at the offensive line. You just know it's working. So you're not looking at their blocking assignments. It's very like, okay, they're cross blocking or this and that. You're not really thinking about it. But the way these guys are breaking it down, I like how they break it down. I hope more people break down the plays because I like watching those videos. I think it's a need for that. Like if you doing the X's and O's and breaking down what went wrong, I think that's a need. I think people like watching that. I like watching that. Yeah, I like watching and then thinking about, oh, Khalil is playing out of position. He got to go back to right tackle. And you could tell his passion for the game when he was walking off the game. Like when the game was over, you see the look on his face. He want to win. That's the player you want. Somebody that got that's upset about it and not walking off the field smiling, shaking hands and all. Well, I'm a sore loser. I ain't want to shake no hands. We don't lost the game, especially as a rivalry game, man. It's up. Y'all the ops. I'm not trying to shake y'all hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm just walking off the field mad. You know what I'm saying? So I like him. I like his attitude. I'm really cheering for him. I hope he do well. I don't care if he missed some blocks. He playing out of position. See, that's my excuse for him. Because he didn't give up that many sacks last year. And he played at Indiana. You know what I'm saying? The home of Bobby Knight. You know what I'm saying? He played at Indiana, so he didn't give up that many sacks. Tyler didn't either. I don't think he gave up any. I don't think so. So I think they just need to switch up, do a little switcheroo, get your running back ready, tell him to get his track shoes on, and that's it. And they're going to win the game. That's an easy adjustment. Because I could see if they lost the game and everything went wrong. Like everything is wrong. Nah, man, they just need to make 1 or 2 adjustments. They good. That's it. That's it. It's just a bump along the road, and that's it. Everybody gonna forget about Nebraska when they whoop this team. I guarantee it. Ain't nobody talking about Nebraska no more. They on to the next game. They just need this win. That'll do a lot for the team. Just make them adjustments. And man, I saw that one thing when coach was talking to the offensive line during the game. Tyler is sitting in back of the bench. He's standing in back of the bench with his helmet on. I was like, why? I'm like, why can't he get in the game? He might be hurt. And he had this look on his face. It's just everything is all bad. I wouldn't want to line up against him. You see how his face looked? I would not want to line up against him if I'm a D. He would have tore Zero apart. I wish he was in that game. I wish he was. I wish he was in that game, yo. Zero wouldn't have got to that quarterback. Not if he a guard out there, it wouldn't have got to him. 325 pounds. And he when I just saw, because the camera panned to his face, he just looked like you don't mess with him. That's what he was looking like. That's what you need on that field, yo. You need somebody that ain't to be played with. He's not to be played with. In practice is a different story, but when he lined up for the game, yeah, man, I saw the look on his face. I saw the way his hands was taped up. Like, he's dangerous. Like, you got to have him in there. You got to have him pulling. I guarantee you that running back would have got off. Man, I just saw him because when coach went and talked to he just gave, a little pep talk, talking to the offensive line, and Tyler was like hovering over them. And it was like he was very opposing the way he was hovering over him. And he was looking straight ahead. Yeah, man, that man's dangerous. You got to have him in the game, yo. I don't give a damn what he doing in practice. Because I know what some of y'all were doing when y'all was in college. some of y'all had that jock mentality. I know how y'all were in college. Y'all got a killer. Y'all got to put him in the game. He a killer, man. I saw the tape, and it's this one tape that I saw on him. The whistle didn't blow yet. He was battling the defender. He took both of his hands and grabbed the defender and threw him to the ground. And the defender was like 300 pounds. He took him and threw him to the ground, and then hovered over him. No, y'all gotta have him in the game, fam. Oh man. Yeah, you gotta have him in the game. So hopefully he's in the game, man. If you go back to the live game, it's when Coach had it's when Shador went out, and then Coach went over there. The live camera panned to. It's when Coach had the headsets off, and he was walking over to the offensive line. Look how Tyler was standing. He's clearly the biggest offensive lineman they have. He's clearly, and it's just the way his hands was taped up. Yo, he's dangerous. Lord, they got a dog and they didn't use him. I don't think they used him the whole game. I don't think so. I don't think he got in at all. And I'm like, damn, what did he do to not get in this game? What happened? And if the coach said, well, he did this and that, well, I can go back in my memory and say and tell the people what y'all did in college. I can tell you, y'all weren't model citizens in college. Y'all were not. But y'all were on that field. I bet you y'all head coach put y'all in that field because y'all dogs. Bet you he did. Yeah, man. Y'all got to have this killer on the field. I guarantee you that offensive line would have looked at him like, okay, this is bad. This is all bad here. And he got this mentality like he's like a bully. He got this bully mentality because he was just like bowling people over in the game. You know what I'm saying? He was just throwing people around. And there was this one play where his offensive line was stuck at the line. They were stuck behind the line of scrimmage. He was 5 yards up, damn near with his hand around the dude's neck. 5 yards up. He was the only one that was up. And the running back went past there and made good yardage. He was killing them. He was killing that team. And then when I found out they got him in the portal, I said, how'd they get him? I was surprised they got him. I was like, damn, man, these recruiters is off the hook, man, if they was able to snatch him up. Because he was the best one in the portal at the time, as far as offensive linemen. I was like, yeah, they on now. It's on now. But I know the coach is like, it's how you practice, and we ain't gonna have you in the game if you ain't doing this and doing that. No, you gotta have him in the game and discipline him some other way. When it come down to the game, and the fans, they said this that game mattered. You know what I'm saying? So if that game mattered, you gotta have your bully in the that your bully gotta be on the field. He's a bully. You gotta have him on the field. But if you guys continue the way you are and you don't run the ball, then Colorado State might win this. They might win it. So we'll see. We'll see if the coaches have a mentality change, and they'll win the game. It's up to the coaches, though. If the coaches do the right thing, they're gonna win the game. It's not the players. It's if the coaches get on board and they got to win this game at all costs. Tyler gonna be on that field. He gonna be on there. They're gonna switch. They're gonna do a switcheroo, and then put Benson back at right tackle. And they're going to run this ball and have a balanced attack like they did at Jackson State, and they're going to win. It's going to be like 42-14. They'll win it Easy. This is a game. It's not even. I'm not even worried about this game. If they do everything right, not even worried about it. Yep. This is an easy game. This game is easy. Yeah, you got Augustov. You got how do you pronounce his name? Is it Augustov? You got Welch. Yeah, they gonna win the game. It's not even an issue. The issue is when I say the issue is the coaches, I'm not putting the coaches down. What I'm trying to say is they just got to change their philosophy. Because all that yelling they doing right now here in practice, that's for no reason. It's on them. And I think that's why, people like if they saw my video, they feeling certain they wearing expressions. What somebody was wearing some expressions because I'm being real. It wasn't the players here. The players didn't lose the game. Yeah, the players didn't lose the game on this one. It was the coaches didn't want to commit to the run. And they had the mentality, well, it worked against the first game. So it certainly will work against this game. All we got to do is pass it and just pass the hell out of it and we're going to win because it worked the first game. But then when you get into Big 12 play and you play these other teams, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It worked against a lesser opponent, but it's not going to work against when you face like a real team, like a real defensive line. It's not going to work. They're going to block, just like you guys could have beat UCLA. But UCLA, they just rushed you the whole time because they knew you weren't going to run it. You weren't going to throw in the flat or nothing like that. So they just rushed you the whole time. Yeah, man, they got too many killers on the team. So the coaches got to get with they got to get with it. That's not a popular thing to say, to go after the coaches. You know what I'm saying? It's not popular. I know other people, I'm under attack because of that. You know what I'm saying? These coaches, they walk water. They don't do no wrong. But no, it was a schematic issue. They know that. I couldn't believe the running back coach. He was like, I need y'all to hit somebody now. When you get that first block, I need you to run them over. I'm like, bruh, y'all need to commit to the run first before we able to do anything. You sitting there got number 7 on the bench. That's a coaching issue to have number 7 on the bench. Now I'm looking at the running back coach sideways. Like, why you got him on the bench? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, like hell, what do you need running backs for then? Just throw the ball then if that's what y'all want to do. And you said like I'm transferring to San Diego State. I graduated years ago. I'm not going back to college. I don't know what you're talking about. My education is over. I've been graduated. So you saying transferring to San Diego State? I don't know what you're talking about. You just want my attention. I don't know, Max. Yesterday you was spouting, honey, like you would transferring to San Diego State. You want my attention? You got it. What you talking about? You said you missed the days of a good run game, fullback, running back, wearing defenses out. Yeah, a lot of teams like to air it out, but they still have a run game though, just in case. He said he got my attention. He said, ha ha. No, I graduated years ago, man. I ain't transferring nowhere. Even though that's a nice looking campus though, San Diego State. But I didn't even mention San Diego State yesterday. I don't know what you're talking about. You must be talking about another channel. I ain't mentioned San Diego State. Oh, I think because I said the offense looked the same. I think that's why. Yo, this one, I didn't jump all the way out the window. This one content creator, yo, he jumped all the way out the window. I just went and watched it yesterday. He jumped out the window so much, the fucking school flagged him. He jumped out so much. I was like, holy shit. He should have known people watch him, yo. People watch you, fam. And they probably was like going home and you stay sitting up there listening to you rant. Oh my God. And then he made a video like, guys, they flagged all my videos. They don't flag, they getting petty, yo. Y'all don't flag that man videos, man. Y'all don't, and he don't went. See, he's the type of he don't went all the way up to the school. He don't bought some merch. And y'all don't sit up here and flag this man. Golly, boy. That's how you know it was an emotionally charged game. See, they not studying me because I don't matter that much. But you matter, sir. You matter. When you started ranting like that, when they felt a certain type of way about that because you were one of those channels that they could use. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of view, you got a lot of traction. I don't get traction like that. I'm up here like because I like doing it. But he was like, yeah, this lady at the school, she flagged me. Yeah, she flagging you. You went on a whole rant, dog. You went on a whole rant. Well, I mean, he can't keep it a buck for us all the time. I mean, you don't want that man to mess his money up. So he's not gonna sit there and down the team. He gotta see him every day. That don't make sense. He ain't gonna mess his bag up. You said there's other ways to run the ball. Screenplay, RB2, jet sweep, wide receiver run. They had a wide receiver run in the game with Travis, remember? They did do that. Quarterback draw, tight end short pass. They did a tight end short pass to Smalls in the game. They did do some of the stuff. They did they passed the Smalls at one point. He did get a pass from Shador. And they did do a receiver run where Travis came from the other side. It was almost like a reverse. Kind of like a reverse. He sweep to the right side. But it was more they could have did with the running backs, though. You said CU equals the Ministry of Information. Nah, man. Like you said, if you had packages, you can run the ball. Yeah. But I think their mentality was just put the ball in Tu's hands, and then everything else will work out. But what they don't realize is teams is going to figure that out. Every team that they face now, they seen the game, and they already got the game. They already got the playbook. They don't run the ball, so we're going to go ahead and blitz. We're going to work. We're going to put different blitz packages together, and we're going to do different things on the line to disrupt the offensive line. And that's how we're going to get the Shador. And that's what most teams are going to work on until they see a game where we commit to the run. So now they will have to make adjustments. Okay, they are committing to the run. They're not as predictable anymore. So that it'll fix itself once the coaches fix it. This is nothing that the players got to fix here. This all on coaching. You said I've been watching. You said my guy Fleet hurting. You talking about the running back coach? No, I'm not talking about him. That CU flag. They flagged John. They were in their feelings after his live chat because he went off. He went off. He said they're the same team as last year. He said the offensive line is worse. You know how he go off. And the next thing you know, they flagged like 10 of his videos. And I'm gonna tell you something, those type of flags, he not even monetized right now. With the way they flagged him, they messed his money up. The way they flagged him. Because it's a copyright takedown and he got too many of them. If you get over 3 at one time, your money fucked up at this point. So they and that'll be for like 3 months. So they took him out for the season. Unless he can contact her and get those flags taken down. But yeah, she did it and she did it like multiple times. It was like at least it's well over 10. She did it over 10 times. Just boom, she went back to his old videos and just flagged him. So somebody was in their feelings about his rant and told her to take him out. It's crazy, man. On offense, number 7 is better than 44. What? Number 29. Let me see. Did 29 play? I know one of Augustov, he had a jersey issue. He didn't have a name on the back of his jersey, but he got in at the end. He got in a little bit sparingly. You said, why don't the OC move Travis around? I know. That's a scheme issue. It's the coaching. That's why we keep saying it's the coaching. So it's crazy. The coaches, they need to say to the players, like, look, guys, we messed up. We let you down. Instead of saying what y'all gonna do about it. Coach, we doing all we can. Damn, the scheme is too predictable, fam. The scheme too predictable. The scheme too predictable. Instead of saying that, I would have been like, I'd be like, look, guys, we let you down. The scheme, we got to come up with some different schemes to get this running game going. And then Shador just do whatever he got to do with the receivers. Y'all can have fun at that point. But we got to fix this. But yet they're saying to the players to look deep within and what they gonna do about it. No, they doing what you tell them to do. It's a scheme situation. I don't know who idea what was it to move Benson out of position. He been working for the last 2 years at his craft at right tackle. Now he got to play guard. It's not a good idea. Yeah, the coaches they got to say to themselves like, look, we gonna fix this, and then we be good. You said it looks like Rock will be taking Mayer's spot and Phillip moving the right tackle. Phillip Houston. Oh wow, I don't know. You see, you might know some more than I do. I don't know. So I guess Tyler ain't getting in, huh? He ain't getting in the game. You said people are delusional about CU. You said starting lineup: Hank, Houston, Seaton, Rock, and Benson. What about Johnson? They need to practice different formations and schemes instead of usual suspects. Yeah, well, all the experts are saying it's a scheme issue. That's what they're saying. Oh, I did a video on Omarion Cornell. Somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, he deleted all his Colorado stuff off his Instagram." And I said, "Well, I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as that maybe he just want to stay off Instagram and focus on football. Like leave social media alone into the off season. Because a lot of players do that. Like when they start the season, they're not on Instagram anymore. That's how I took it. That's the way to look at it. And I'm not sure. Did he play? Did he play on special teams at least? I'm not sure. I didn't look at special teams to see if he at least played on special teams. But he's a really good receiver. And I know that it's a scheme, it's a scheme issue. You know how I know? You remember when Coach Prime was addressing the team at halftime? What did he say to Jason Phillips? He said, "I want you to play everybody. Make sure all your receivers get in." So the scheme is going to change. If he got a lot to say with it, the scheme is going to change. Trust me. He know what's wrong. He know that they need to run the ball. He knows this. But he was, I don't think he the type like step on toes like that. The offensive coordinator got a job to do. But trust me, this week it'll be different. He don't put his whole input into it now. Yeah, they gonna run the ball. But let me see. Omarion, I don't know. Did he get? I don't know if he got in the game or not. Maybe he did. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying in the video. Yeah, delete that stuff. I wouldn't be on Instagram. Like I will wait till the off season because you got people on there hating, people on there trolling. So I guess he's like, I'm just wiping this stuff, and I'm not gonna deal with this. I gotta focus on the season. That's what I would do. Like I'll come back to this in the off season. That this is not progressive here. I need to be in the playbook anyway. Because all it is trolls up there, trolling the comment section. So yeah, Instagram, I wouldn't even be on it. Yeah, he said, didn't he say it, T. Lee? He said, I'm glad you heard that. He said, play everybody. That's what he told Jason Phillips, play everybody. That's how I know it's a schematic issue. It's a scheme issue. He said it. He's really, if you pay attention, you could tell what's going on. He said, play everybody. I don't think he feels that he got the best squad on the team. I don't think so on the field. And he's just trusting his coaches. Uh-uh. Nah, he gotta be the man and be like, look, put number 7 in. Well, coach, I feel like no, put number 7 in. 7 gets most of the touches. and put the other ones in too. Run this ball. I need more run plays. You're gonna mix it up. You gotta be predictable now. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. And then they'll win the game. Put Benson back in his natural position. Like that. And people say, well, Max is only 2 games. No, we clearly see what the problem is. So, because the only reason, like a loss is a loss, right? They're gonna maybe lose some. That wasn't the issue. The issue was Shador getting hit 6 times. He got sacked 6 times. That's not normal. That's too much for one game. So obviously something got to change. And you know what the problem is? It's being too predictable. No, Coach Prime is in charge, Andre. He's a head coach. But as far as the play calling is concerned, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, he will have input. He can say, listen, I want more running or whatever. Come up with some plays. But if they want to continue, I mean, to do what they're doing against Colorado State, maybe they might think like, nah, we just played a better team and we just gonna keep doing what we doing. We just gonna keep our killer on the bench. Yeah, fuck him. Let's keep him on the bench. We don't need him in the figure. Keep him on the bench. You don't keep no killer on the bench, man. You don't. But I don't know. Maybe the NFL analyst got Tyler wrong. Maybe he not a killer. I don't know. But Prime, he delayed what he said. He was like, you're gonna see him soon. Sometime it's a situation where how a player would get frustrated in practice and he might say something, and then the coach will take it out on him. Well, you ain't gonna fucking play then. Nah, you can't be that way. The dogs gotta be on the field. Either y'all talk in a meeting and get y'all personal issues squared away, but he gotta be on the field. I don't know what it could have been though. Like, why is he not playing? Let me think. Let me see. Let me see. He plays right. He plays right. What did he play? Right guard or left guard? I don't know. I don't know why he not playing. He mentioned something about his consistency. So what did he come to the team and he forgot how to play? He forgot how to play. Maybe it's the practices. Maybe it's that fucking altitude, man. You said without being something as last year players not playing. Max, something as last year players not playing. Maybe it's the altitude, man. People up there struggling. He wasn't struggling at his last school, so what's the problem? But no, he said you're gonna see him soon. You're gonna see him soon. But maybe he got an attitude like, fuck, this is my last year and I'm sitting the bench. Fuck. I am sitting there, dude. I will be all kind of mad. You mean to tell me this is my last year eligibility and I'm sitting a bench, though I would be mad, yo. All his defensive linemen to get hurt, all of them, because I'm gonna take it out on them. They will be bruised up, everything, like at practice. I'll be getting all type. It'll just be a bad situation. Oh no, yeah, he did say that. That's a question for the offensive line coach why he not in the game. So I guess I don't know. Like I don't know, man. You gotta have him in the game. Gotta have him in the game. But I guess he may not be in the game. So I don't know. Yeah, Smoke didn't play at all, yo. They didn't even let him in for senior day. God damn. Actually, he played a little bit. He did. He did get some touches. He did. But not as much as the seed to really remember him. But he did. He got on special teams, remember? He played special teams. So he actually did play. You know what I'm saying? He played special teams. But some players though, um, they might have this attitude, like, damn, he got an attitude, coach. You know what I'm saying? You know, this and that. He might feel like he that good. Well, let him prove it on the field then. All right, you that good. Let me put you in the game and see. And he'd go out there and kill it. But sometimes, guys, it's politics. Like, you remember how I said in the NFL, a lot of players in the NFL is not really that good, better than some of the players that didn't make it, and not as good as some of the players that didn't make it. It's because of politics. You got to be able to play politics. You know, you got to like know when to, you got to just know when not to talk and just put your head down and go play. But you are going to run into some coaches that you might get into it with. And when you get into it with the coaches, you got to know how to play politics. Because if you get into it with the coaches, you might not play. It might, I don't care how good you are, you might not play. So, but he might have that attitude like, I'm better than all these MFers. Why am I not playing? Because it's a, you got to know how to, you got to know how to talk. You got to know how to, with these coaches. Yeah, you can work your ass off, Dre, in the off season, but you get into it one time with one coach, you're on the bench. That's all it takes. It's all it takes. I don't care how good you are. They paying for it too. For him not being out there, they paying for it. But remember, they have the mentality: if we can't trust you, then you ain't going. You ain't going out in that field, regardless if we lose or not. So, but they gonna have to do something because they got to win this game. I heard the Denver Sport. They said no, this is a must-win game here. But you remember, Coach said it like we got to be able to trust you. So it's a politic thing. You got to know how to. You can't mouth off. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he did, but for players that did, like Bishop Thomas, like he mouthed off, you can't do that. You can't mouth off to, there's a chain of command. It's discipline. You can't mouth off to your coaches. You see what I'm saying? But if you're doing all the right things, if you really that guy and you studying your playbook and this and that, you're gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really that guy. But if something broke down and you mouthed off this and that, yeah, you're not gonna play. It's always been that way. But old school coaches like Erickson, Jimmy Johnson, nah, you played. They had all their dogs out there. I don't care how problematic you were. They wiped stuff under the rug. They I don't give a damn if you were failing in school. You still played. So yeah, it's I would say the young players, you just got to learn to put the political game fast. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Don't mouth off when the coach yelling saying don't mouth off. Sometimes the coaches will test you. You know what I'm saying? See where you at. But that's my only thing. Cause my little youngin now, I'm trying to tell him like, because coach is yelling at him, he ain't appreciate it. I say, look, just don't say nothing. If it's a situation where you feel like he's going above and beyond to be disrespectful, then come to us. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it at that point. But the yelling and stuff like that's a part of the game, man. They gonna yell at you. That's because you're good. If a coach ain't talking to you, you ain't, you know, he yelling at you for a reason. He wants you to hustle. And he said, okay. I said, you say yes, sir, and no, sir, and keep your mouth shut. And I told him it, and don't laugh either, because he was like this one coach, because I was out there at practice watching. This one coach, it was reminiscent of my coach used to yell at me. He'd be spit going all over the place. He was just a mess. And he got this real, I would say he very wide. He got a wide coach. You know what I'm saying? He's in the big back club. Very wide coach. And that guy turned beet red in the face. I said, don't y'all have this guy fall out here. Let's listen to him. I said, he get in your face, just think of something, but don't laugh. Because he's trying to coach you up. So I like, don't mouth off of these coaches ever. Ever. He said, okay. I said, that's a part of the game. They gotta yell. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the games, you know, sometimes it's loud out there. They gotta yell to make sure you get it. Like that. Yeah, that's what they said. Players do one wrong thing and get taken out of the game. It happens too. Like sometimes coaches will take you out of the game for a reason, like to talk to you so you get back focused. I don't know. Dogs don't have that problem though. You ain't see the defensive lineman for Nebraska getting taken out of the game. You didn't see that. Dogs don't get taken out of the game, fam. They don't. They might get taken out a little bit just to get talking to, but other than that, they back in the game. Coaches know, like they were telling coaches know the player. It's levels to it. They know where the dog's at. They know. And they can spot one when they see one. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they can spot it when they see it. We call them jocks, like back in the day. Like you know the jocks when you see them. You know what I mean? They just got an attitude or aura about them. Like they need this game. You need the players that need this game, yo. Like they trying to get to the next. So you need that type of play. Like I need this game. Yeah, sunshine. I don't know, but yeah, like you said, It's more going that we privy to, so why people not playing, right? Yeah. Yeah, D. Lou is the real deal. That's the type of coach you want right there. Like that guy right there in SAP, man, it's a privilege to have them yell in your face. It's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? It's a privilege. I would love it. I had to do something to get them to yell one time. Come on, coach, yell at me. Tell me something. Give me some news I could use. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. I love it. I love it. They said practice supposed to be hard. Man, I said, D. Lou, man, like, look, we need some film study together. Like, I need to pick your brain. You think he won't see that? He would keep a mental note when you did that. See, because when coach, it's more like you said, it is more to the problem than we know. Because when I'm sorry, when your head coach is telling you to watch film, he said, what y'all gotta do tonight? They said watch film. That's a problem. Yeah, you can't, nah. If you was on Nick Saban team, and he ain't gotta tell people to watch. If you ain't watching, you just ain't playing. Period. You just ain't gonna play. Because they got other players in the depth chart. So you just ain't gonna play. So you need to watch film. You said Charlie is not the problem. I wish y'all quit wanting Charlie out the lineup. Charlie is a hell of a pass protector. Watch the game. No, I said Charlie ain't. I said keep Charlie in the game. You just got to use him the right way. He can run just like anybody else. I said to myself, see, you see what I'm saying? Boxing, like when you say that, that comes back on me. You see what I'm saying? When you make that general statement, when you say y'all, you now it's coming back on me like I'm hating on Charlie. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not hating on Charlie. I say you put him in the flat and watch him work. You know what I'm saying? Watch him work. Just gotta, keep using him. Whoever your running back is, you just gotta keep using him. If Charlie is the guy, he the guy. I never hate on Charlie here. But see, I'm labeled as a hater now, and that's not right. That's not right. Why I gotta be labeled as a hater, man? No, I know boxing, but it still come back on me though, because we got somebody that's affiliated with the team that's at practice. He went back and told I'm a hater. That's not right, man. That's not right. I'm not a hater. I'm like for the players. I know, but he boxing. What happened last night? You weren't in the chat last night. What happened was he said the chat is hateful, and I'm gonna go tell them not to mess with this channel no more. That's what he said, and he worked with the team. He's one of the trainers. One of the trainers being here, fam. I'm like, address me. Don't address the chat. Talk to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't control what people are saying. Hey, boxing, I'm with you, but like I said, with the right scheme, Charlie can do his thing. You see what I'm saying? So it don't matter which running back they got out there. I personally like number 7. But if Charlie's the man, he the man for a reason, right? That means he killing it in practice. However, maybe the scheme got to change up and then he'll be fine. But like you said, he can block. He can block. So if he's a blocker, then yes, you do need him out there. If he can block for Shador, yeah. And I want to say this. Another content creator said that you need to put your scholarship people in. Charlie is on scholarship. Just want to let you know that. Charlie's on scholarship. He's a scholarship player. You said that attitude is possible 1 year eligibility left. I know, but what I'm saying is he would have to, if it's a situation where we don't know what the issue is with Tyler, why he's not playing. But let's say if it's an issue where he got an issue with a coach, he gonna have to like set an appointment and have a meeting with that coach. Like, coach, if I came out, if I offend you some type of way, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. But this is my last year eligibility and I'm ready to kill it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, you gotta talk. You can't be afraid, you gotta talk. Like, can I have a meeting? And they'll respect that. You said they can use Tyler Johnson as a fullback too to help block. Nah, they ain't. Nah, you gotta have him in the trenches. That's what I'm saying. You gotta learn the political game. You gotta know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? So, which that's a part of the maturation process of you being a man. Yeah, he did crash out contextual, and guess what they did? He crashed all the way out. I jump out the window, but no, he didn't jump out the window. He crashed the whole building down. They're the same. They're the same as last year. They're the same. And he was sick. I said, John, get off the line. He's sitting up there with his inhaler. He's sick. Coughing. Nah, man, you don't do that. Especially, let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you, see, some of these YouTubers, they don't realize people listen to you, right? They listen to you. So when you crash out, like he crashed out right after the game. So he don't know that maybe some of the players could have been listening to him at that time. He don't know. And they're like, damn, this dude crashing out like this. I thought he's supposed to be down with us. Well, send services said the politics should be out the window with wins and losses, but you got to go back to what the coaches said, though. We got to be able to trust you. So if that's the case, you got to be able to have set up a meeting with your positional coach and say, Coach, man, my bad, yo. I just want to win, yo. I'm a dog, yo. I just want to win. What do I got to do to get back on this field? He'll tell you. You just can't sit there and be silent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, getting back to the crash out. Yeah, the man crashed out, man. You hear me? Contextual. He crashed out, man. He said they the same as last year. He said, I keep it all the way real this year. No, even he got to play politics. If you don't been up to the team, right? He don't got press passes and everything. So now they know who they know you. Like, so you gotta move a different way. You gotta move a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't been close to the players. You see what I'm saying? There's levels to this. Telling y'all, man, it's levels to it. There's levels to it. So, but yeah, he said they not the same as last year because they don't have the same players. So this team identity, they're not the same as last year, regardless. They're not the same. They got different players. But he probably saying because of the protecting of the quarterback. Well, that's a scheme issue. That can be fixed. We know this. But after a loss, he don't know who was listening to him. They crashed out too. They was like, nah, fam, flag his joint, yo. Flag him. Flag him. And that's what they did. I wouldn't even been on live if I was that sick. If I had to use an inhaler and all that, nah, yo. Or I wouldn't have been screaming. Like, you gotta, but it's all like, you gotta, be, he said they're the same. It was crazy. I like, because I was like, what did he do? Somebody told me, like, yo, Max, they flagged him. I said, what happened? Like, what did he do? So then they said it may have been because of his live. So I went and looked at it. I said, oh yeah, okay. He was what you call he doing too much. He doing too much. Yeah, Carlos said, no, you ain't. That lady got the flagging, didn't she? And then see, it was a mass flagging contextual. It was like over 10 videos, yo. You can't do nothing at that point. Colorado got you in the bushes at that. I mean, no, YouTube they sit you on ice at that point. You get set on ice. Yeah, they what you call ice you out. That means somebody from the school were listening. That's what that's telling you. You say he got a DUI and still is starting running back on the field. Yeah, man, if he that good, yo, they be like, look, we're gonna discipline him. He got the DUI, that's not good. But he gonna play here in this game here. He gonna play. We're gonna put him in, classes. They got classes for that, behavioral classes or whatever it is, And then he got to go on the sorry tour, I'm sorry and this and that. It's the politics, If you, politics. There was a player, God, what was his name? He it was a DUI situation and he killed somebody. And he was a wide receiver. I forget his name right now. He ain't do no jail time, yo. None. He had a real good lawyer. You say he should have calmed down first. Yeah, he doing too much. See, I wasn't even screaming. He was screaming it. This is garbage. He said they worse than last year. No, not Henry. Not him. It was another player, wide receiver, that used to have locks way back in the day. He was in Miami. He was driving and killed somebody. No jail time. Then Georgia had several problematic players. It's just the way it is. If you a dog, they find a way to get you on that field. Unless you do something really, Lawrence Phillips was another one. Right. And look, we speaking of Nebraska right now. Yeah, Lawrence Phillips. Resting, he's passed away now. He died in prison, I believe. And Maurice Claret. He played in Nebraska too, right? Maurice Claret. That was another one. That was during the Tom Osborne years. I don't know, like, because they seem to have the same situation from like they more so like a pass first offense. You know, that's just like the way their identity. That's the way they are. They just got to find a way to protect the quarterback more. If you're gonna be that way, you just gotta, maybe put an extra tight end out there. You see what I'm saying? So, oh, Maurice Correct, he was Ohio State. Yeah, he was Ohio State. He was. I think everything is like a situation. The situation calls for different things. Every situation is unique. So, like someone just said recently, like it's more to the story than we all know, than we privy to. So, why a player is not playing? Well, I don't know. He has to fix it. I don't know what happened, but like let's say if it's a situation where he's not practicing the way they want him to, right? You got to go back and look at his resume though. Because if I'm a coach, I'm looking at his resume. Okay, well, he didn't have a problem at Houston. So why did he got a problem here? Maybe we gonna see. We're gonna put him in a game and see. Because maybe it's just a practice situation. Like, they had this thing you gotta practice. I understand. Look, I'm getting like Allen Iverson now. Practice, y'all talking about practice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about practice. Allen Iverson. Y'all talking about practice. He's a Hall of Famer now. But sometime maybe he's not, maybe he trying to save a little bit for the game. I don't know. Like with his type of resume, he has to be on the field. He has to. Why'd y'all have him come there? He has to be on the field, man. Maybe in the game he's different, you know? See, sometime I'm gonna tell you all this. Sometime the coaches, maybe they're not good for the game. Everybody can't be a coach because you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to adapt in your old ways. You got to change your old ways. You have to. You got to be able to adapt. So if it's a situation where, well, practice, you ain't playing, like you got to adapt because this kid has a nice resume. So maybe he is a good player on the field during the games. Like you got to give him a chance. And then also, you guys are not giving the running game a chance. You guys are stuck in y'all ways. This is a coaching situation. They got to fix it. It's just once they fix their mentality, I think things will be different, and they will give themselves more of an opportunity to win. Because they may not have won this game, even if they had a running game. They may not have won, but at least you're not. The offense ain't that predictable. And you see the defensive coach, the defensive coordinator, he got it together. He made adjustments and he was able to stop what was going on. So yeah, I think maybe the coaches, man, they in their own way. You said in the pros, practice is life or death for your career. Yeah, yeah, it is. So maybe that's it, man. But maybe it is practice. But I mean, you shouldn't have to tell a player to practice like it's life or death. It's supposed to be life or death. So maybe that's it, man. It's just not working out in practice. Yeah, you're right. Practice is life or death in a career. You're right. Yeah, you said the same urgency ain't there in college. It's there for some. Then those the ones that usually play. And it was another channel, man. They jumped out the window too. It was hilarious. They jumped out the window while the game was going on. They said, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" I think they might have had money on the game. John acted like he lost thousands. Man, you said he changing plays at the line. Travis getting mad. He want the ball every play. O line not gelling. Oh shit. Damn. So what you saying is once all they leave, then it'll be a better team. That's what you're saying. You just gotta let the stars leave first, and then there'll be a more of a balanced team. Nah, man, they gotta change it now. It is. You're right. But practice, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happened this week, though. But I think really the takeaways is the running game for Colorado, and that should pretty much open everything else up. But Colorado State is going to try to stop that. They're going to try to get to Shador to, break up what he's trying to do and try to rush what he's trying to do. And they're going to try to score when they can, run the ball, stuff like that. Try to get the if the receiver Horton is ready to play, try to get him going, run the ball, stuff like that. To try to get a score and keep Shador and them off the field. And when he's on the field, try to get to him. I think that's their strategy. They're gonna try to steal the game late. So yeah, man. We'll see what happened, man. But I'll be back. I'll be back a little later. I gotta run out. But thank y'all for joining. And I will catch y'all on the next one. All right, y'all.